First and foremost, I would like to give all the honors, the praises, the glory belongs to my Lord, whose name is Yahweh, by Sham, Yahweh Shai, by Hasham, Mahavakak, Badash. Name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Son's name is Yahweh Shai, and who I reverence. I want to give honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, I mean the very few brothers and sisters that are listening and learning in the hopes of being saved within these last days, because we are truly living in the last days of the last days. I think it's about time. There's a time, there's a place for everything. There's a season for everything. Every single day I'm getting a new revelation. This is starting to make sense now. All the pieces are coming together. All the pieces. I hope this is edifying. I want to bring it out. And, people might speak about targeting and so forth. Now, when you think about targeting, what is targeting? It's self-explanatory. It's people that target people. What type of people target people? I'm going to take my time with this. What type of people target people? It's predators, right? Am I wrong? It's predators. Listen, this is deep. This is deep, and I want to give you the advice you need to know. And guess what? Some of us were very lucky because we're the ones that got away. Like, bro, this is deep. I want to go to Peter's first thing. Hey, bro, this is deep. This is serious. Brothers, listen up. Sisters, listen up. There's what you call a narcissist predator operation. I'm telling you, most of you, your targeting was through a narcissist. Someone that you was around, or maybe you wasn't even around. My thing now is starting to make sense. Guess what? My thing was someone that didn't like me, was jealous, envious, and he was a narcissist. And because he was in a cult, he basically hired other predators that think just like him to watch me. I'm telling you. A lot of this stuff stem from families, right? Get that right. So the people that are doing these things, the gaslighting, the driving, these are all people that have narcissistic backgrounds. Their families were born into narcissism, most of them. It's a fact, right? We're going to bring it out. I'm excited because I want to listen. You need to hear this. Right? It's making sense. That's why you can't always say, it's the government. No. The narcissist, he has a network. What you got to understand, the people that are doing what they're doing, let me calm down. The people that are doing what they're doing, they all think alike. The narcissistic, it's a hive mind. It's legion. So they have a network. They have people, they know people, even though they're dumbasses, but that don't matter because they're narcissists. Right? Where should I start? We're going to go to Peter's. It's a predatory network. Someone got me caught up in a predatory network. That's why they need you isolated from family, from friends. If these type of people see you don't have no one around you, it makes them easier to do what they're doing because they don't see no one around you. So of course it's going to be easy. If you have people around you, it's not easy for them to do what they're doing because then other people would see it, right? Come on. But this ain't nothing new anyway. We know this has been going on. But you will watch. But this is one person. I'm talking about my situation. One person, fucking coward, had a problem with me, got jealous, and he hired the whole other group of his buddies and his little gang, narcissist gang, to watch me. That's how it all started. Facts. Let's go to Peter's first. We're going to bring all this out. We're going to give you the information that you need to heal. It's about healing from this. It's another form of abuse, basically. Because that's what they do. They like to abuse people. So let's go to 1 Peter's 5 and 7. All right? Casting all your care upon him, for we care for you. Be sober. You know, I bring this one out a lot. Be vigilant. First, sober. When you're sober, you can be vigilant. If you're not sober, you can't be vigilant. Vigilant is watchful. So you're watchful now. Because your adversary and predators love people. You know when you go out, people that don't look around, yeah, you look around. They love people like that. People that are not alert. Okay? Be vigilant because your adversary, we have an enemy, the devil, which is the devil, which the narcissist works for the devil. The narcissist is a devil, all right, in human flesh, as a roaring lion. Oh, there you go. Described as a lion. Walketh about, so they're walking like predators. A lion's a predator, right? Seeking whom he may devour. That word for devour means destroy. Destroy. And their agenda, a narcissist's agenda is to completely destroy. Their thing is to destroy, discredit. I know how these people operate. I'm speaking from first-hand experience. They would do anything. They don't have no real conscience. They don't have a conscience. You're dealing with psychopaths. You're narcissists. You know, you talk about serial killers. They are serial killers. If they can get away with it. If they can get away with it, they will kill you. That's what you're dealing with. These are the people that abuse people. These are what type of people. In other words, they're criminals, man. They're criminals. Bro, I'm not making this up. Now, you do have certain people that were born into like families and they just don't know. They're traumatized. So I'm not painting every single one of them. Like, listen, there's people that break away from that. But you have to break away from it. Now, we're going to go into this, Baba Kusha. Key thing, it says, as a roaring lion. A roaring lion, I've always told you this, it looks for prey that are alone. So someone may get on the phone and say, I'll just do an example. They may get on the phone and say, yeah. And ring up another predator. Yeah, he's alone. There ain't no one there. Ain't no one visiting. Yeah, he's alone. That's a fucking predator. I'm just using that as an example, right? There's so many different examples. There's another thing. It's called triangulation. So you have the head narcissist, and you have someone on the left of you, someone on the right of you, someone above you. That's called triangulation. And they will all be watching silently. That's a predator operation. This is what they run. Listen, yeah, you can defeat it, but you would need to have a network outside of them. That's how you defeat it, outside of them. Let's go to this, Baba Kushra. This is how, listen, you know my targeting when I first had it, it wasn't major. Gradually, it started to get worse. Gradually. So these were people that were doing things behind the scenes. I'm telling you, man. Telling you. Bro. We're going to get more scriptures as well. I just want to make sure I'm getting scriptures on this because it's so important. Got a lot of predators out here, man. Right? And yeah, bro, this ain't a surprise to me, but I'm coming across more information and I'm starting to put the pieces together. All right, group of people monitoring someone. That sounds like a type of predator network. And it all ties in with trafficking. It all ties in with the same thing. Because that's how some of them were raised. I'm not saying that's right, but that's how some of these people were raised. They were traumatized. Listen, I want to go to this scripture as well. Let's go to Proverbs 16 and 29. A violent man enticeth his neighbor. So they tend to be very violent and they tend to rage a lot as well if you don't agree with them. And when you speak truth, it breaks their false facade because these people, they build up, I got indigestion. They build up false facades, right? The narc builds up a facade that's not really real. It's a false facade because they're delusional. Is this a mental illness? Yeah, the doctors, it is a mental illness, but I know it goes back to Jezebel, which we're going to talk about that. This is a spirit. So make sure you're rebuking that spirit constantly. This is a spirit. I call it legion, some call it Jezebel. So a violent man enticeth his neighbor and leadeth into a way that is not good. So their whole goal is to entice, seduce. Remember, Jezebel, not seduce. Seduce you to do something that's against God's will, because they hate God. Let's get that straight. Verse 30, he shutteth his eyes to devise froward things. Oh yeah, these people, narcissists, also love what? Witchcraft. Have you noticed that? They love black magic. They love manipulation. I'm speaking about I can't speak for everybody else. I'm speaking about my experience from what I've seen. They love that, right? He shutteth his eyes to devise froward things, which is spells, witchcraft, moving his lips. He bringeth evil to pass. That sounds like spells. He says he shuts his eyes and he bringeth his lips and bringeth evil to pass. These are some dark entities. Dark entities. Why? Because they need to trauma bond. Soul ties. All this has to do with Jezebel. Soul ties. Binding. They need you to be in a low place. They need you to be in trauma. That's how they're able to bond. Why? Because these are traumatized people. So when they see someone that's traumatized, may seem like they're alone, they latch onto that. They want to be like that Superman. Superman comes in to rescue, but they're unhealed. They're very unhealed. They're very insecure. You need to heal. This prophet, you need to heal. When you can heal, things will get on track. This is right. Listen. Now we're going to go to a few notes. Then we're going to go back to the scriptures. Come on. The most important thing, right? You need a support system. And when I'm talking about support system, don't go run into them, because you don't want to go to a predatory support system. They ain't going to help you. Their whole thing is to break. They have been the ones that have been trying to isolate you. And now it's making sense. When I would speak to people, when we're on the streets, we're speaking to people, why do these people look so off key? Oh no, I don't want him speaking to. I've had that when I'm speaking to people and people have tried to stop my conversation or butt in. That's a narcissist. They need you to be completely isolated, where you don't have no network system. That sounds like trafficking. Fucking cowards, man. But it's okay. I don't hold grudges. Yahushua is going to move upon you. That's what I'm going to say. Yahushua is going to move upon you, man. Right? Straight up, man. These people are wicked. Fucking hiding as well. You got, bro, I've told you about the situations, man. People running into the flat. One guy supposedly living here, supposedly running to the neighbors, lying about me. And I know because I've spoke to a certain neighbor. And me and him are supposedly cool, right? Running upstairs, man, hiding, bro. This guy hasn't been in his room for about a week now. Hiding upstairs, bro. Using electricity and EMF to try to torture me. Bro, you've been exposed, man. Come out the room, bro. Stop acting like a coward. Bear me just a minute. These people are insane, bro. Get from among these people, bro. If it gets to that point, because some of these people will harm you if they can. I've told you that. Running a predatory operation, man. Bro, I'm putting the pieces together. My targeting, it went up when, I'm not going into detail, when I broke off. I still chat to certain brothers that are in the faith. It's when I broke off from a camp I was teaching with. That's when these people came after me. When I broke off. Come on. That means I was being watched for a certain amount of time, bro. That's when they came after me. Because these people prey upon one that seems like they're by themselves. Come on, man. Bro, all the pieces are coming together. So make sure you have a support system. People you talk to. Family. Even when it comes to family, you might not be on the best terms with them. Reconcile. Speak to them. Because then they can't get in the way of that. Because these people, they're so demonic. They would even try to do that. Get in between you and your family. Bro, I know what I'm talking about. Right? I went and visited my family today. Guess what they done? Followed me all the way there. or not so much follow me, but remember they have a network. So they have people watching you. Yeah, bro. Don't join them. Whatever you don't join these type of people, man. They're wicked, man. And this network will have to be a network that they cannot touch. So they cannot touch this network. So yeah, there's networks outside of that. And I've got news for you. Not everybody's against you. They need you to think that. Right? Showcase. Right? They hate it when you showcase your talents and gifts in ways they can't stifle. So keep in teaching, because this is one thing they can't stifle. They hate it, man. What they're trying to do is they're trying to destabilize you. That's what they've been trying to do all this time. Why do you think they've been using electricity, talking shit with their little sound devices? Because they're abusers. They're trying to destabilize you. You should have clocked onto that a long time ago, man. Shine light on their darkness. That's one of the best things you can do. They don't respond to empathy. They respond to only to consequences. So now you got to turn it up. They only respond to consequences. Oh, what's a consequence? You do this, this is what's going to happen. Because they also use consequences as well. So we got to bring forth them consequences now. Got to call it out now. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Running a fucking predatory operation in the town, bro. Circling, bro, you got these people circling blocks. Conjuring up dark demonic, that's a Jezebel spirit. This thing, bro, it gets out of hand when you don't do nothing. When you don't say nothing, it gets out of hand because you're not saying anything. You're not showing anyone. I've told you, you show other people what you're seeing. Because this is only done so you see it, nobody else sees it. That's how it's supposed to be done. So outsiders don't see it, only you see it. What do you want to do? Let's go back to the scriptures because that's where the power is, in these scriptures. I'm the one that got away. Most people don't escape these things, man. Yeah, listen, I'm not going into detail. One guy, some prick, got jealous of me and all that, and he had his little posse, his little narc posse, and he hired them basically, and they were a part of the occult, this narcissist predatory gang, and from then they started to follow me. And listen, it's a long story, long story. And he went and told these people lies about me and all that. You know what he probably said? He probably said, he left our group. I was never in their group. I was never a part of none of that rubbish. I was never in no group. But people lie. People spread rumors, man. And narcissists have flying monkeys. So these people are so stupid. A flying monkey is basically, remember, you have a leader of a cult or whatever. The leader tells them something and they're stupid. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll just, that's a flying monkey. You get many of them. This how my targeting has just blown out of proportion. Now what are you seeing? All types of people get involved because of a few narcissists. This is what can happen, man. Because of fucking lies. I want to keep it calm though, because I'm not gonna let anything spoil my good energy, man. Remember these people, they know a lot of people because they're crafty, they're liars, they have different faces. Go to Jezebel, might as well go to this as well. The spirits of Jezebel, Ahab, I've been into this many times. You had King Ahab, his wife was Jezebel. They were a wicked couple, by the way, Old Testament. And they led away an Israelite nation from God. They used fear, bullying, intimidation to get what they wanted. Come on. I'm seeing these things in my life. Now, it doesn't have any hold over me, but I'm seeing these things in my life. Fear, so-called bullying, so-called intimidation to get what they wanted. Remember, the narcs around you because you have something that this group or the leader of this group, needs. I'm telling you, this is a collective. This is a network. This is how these people operate, as a network. If you read the record of their reign in 1 Kings 16 and 22, you will see that Jezebel exhibits the traits of overt narcissist. She's manipulative, vain, entitled, shameless, callous, lawless, but she is not only a narcissist in this story, Ahab too is a narcissist. The Bible has a strong language to describe him, saying 1 Kings 16:30 that Ahab was more wicked than all the wicked kings who lived before him. I believe God considered him more evil than Jezebel. Perhaps he was partly responsible for Jezebel's evil because in his covert ways, his personality worked really well for his agenda. Remember, these people, what you got to realize, I'm going to say it like this. They have an agenda. You were brought into that agenda. That's why sometimes this is important. When you're available, they know where you are at what time and all that, because that's why they've checked your routes. They've checked your routines. They've checked where you go, where you don't go. They've checked that. So one of the major things as well, you're going to have to go missing. Does that make sense? Because when you go missing, remember, there's payouts as well because they all have something to gain, some of them. So when you go missing, the person that paid out, now there's gonna be a lot of anger. Where's my money? Was supposed to get paid this month. I ain't got paid yet. So when you go missing, this ain't just for 4, 5, 6 hours. This is for a couple of days. Because that's how you disrupt the network. Remember, they know where you are at all times. It's a predatory network. So you're going to have to find out. You have to go missing. When you go missing, well, they have nothing to run with, right? You see, there's a thing called scapegoating. That's what the Nazis do, scapegoating. You know what that is? When you blame someone else for what you're doing. Bro, this stuff is deep, brothers. This is deep. That's why, bro, you got to be spiritual. You have to be able to see what's going on. It's a network. It's not everybody that's against you. It's a network of demons, man, that work together on phones. And they have backing by government, because another thing about the narcissists, they get away with a lot of crimes because, what did they say? I was mentally ill. I didn't know what I was doing. I got a mentally ill problem. You know what I mean, though? You know what I mean. Bro, be careful out here, bro. Be careful. I'm giving you a bit of game right here. The scriptures are giving you game. And I don't want to say that as well. Watch out for people that say I, me, I. Jezebel. Remember, Jezebel is self-fulfilling. I really hope this is edifying. People need to hear this, what's really going on, especially with my situation. This spirit was Jezebel, known for killing. Not killing, murdering. This spirit is associated with murder. The prophets. This is serious. There's levels to it. Let's continue. You know about the incident, right? In 1 Kings 21, gives a perfect illustration of covert narcissism. Ahab, the overt narcissism. Check this out. Ahab notices the beautiful vineyard of his neighbor, Naboth, and wants to have it for himself. So he says to Naboth, your vineyard is right next to my palace. Why don't you give it to me so I can make a vegetable garden out of it and trade you a better vineyard for pay for it? Naboth answered politely, I'm sorry, this is my family's inheritance. God forbids that I should sell my family inheritance. Ahab becomes very frustrated and upset by Naboth's reply. The Bible says Ahab went to bed that night without eating anything. Victim. So here it is, the narcissist. Let me tell you about this. There be a perpetrator committing crimes, but then they run and act like the victim. Watch out for these traits. Watch out for these traits. Everything's in the scriptures. Notice that when Ahab did not get what he wanted, he became frustrated. I've dealt with this where I'm living right now. You don't know someone, like, remember, this is entitlement business. You don't notice someone, they become frustrated, start slamming doors. Bro, I don't fucking know you, man. Fuck off, man. Go about your business, man. I don't want you around me, man. Get out of here, Jezebel. That's what I say in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So he became frustrated just because he couldn't get his way. This is what this spirit does. Oh, we can't use him. Or we can't do this with him. We can't have his way with him. Then they start getting frustrated. No character, bad, terrible character, man. And he started to get upset. He made himself like a victim. That's why, again, make sure when you're walking around, when you're doing things, I don't care what's being put on you. I don't care what people are doing to you. Don't walk around in the victim mentality. This is how this spirit can overcome you. And he was clearly trespassing God's commandment. And you know what happened right after that? Narcissists can't stand boundaries, man. You know what I'm saying? There's sides. Narcissists can't stand boundaries. They see that as a challenge. Oh, what, you challenging me now? You challenging me? They hate being told no to get what they want. They're like petulant, spoilt brats. Narcissists will use their sense of being wrong to rally others to do their bidding. So guess what they go and do? They go and do a little predator campaign. They run to people that don't like you or may like you, but they run to them behind your back. They get on the phone, speak to them for about an hour or two. Yeah, but did you notice this about him? Yeah, you know what I mean? But did you see that? But did you see what he was doing? Yeah, but you see what I mean? That's wicked, bro. Get away from this spirit. And also, narcissism is also associated with Freemasonry. Freemasonry, the men's fraternity, that's narcissism, by the way. They use others as tools to get what they want. So the story goes on. And so Jezebel noticed that the king was sad, acting like a victim. She told him to stop sulking, in other words, and feel better about himself because she would find a way to get him that vineyard. So guess what? Now this is where the spirit jumped in. You see? You see? And arranged to have Naboth falsely accused and killed so Ahab could get the vineyard. Oh my gosh. Now do you see how serious this spirit is if it's not rebuked and if it's not noticed? It operates through victimization, even though it's not a victim, it's the perpetrator, and negativity are classic traits. And it's manifested in the habited use of manipulation, bullying, intimidation, and witchcraft. Another thing I've experienced where I'm doing this video right now, witchcraft, high levels of it as well. High levels of it to gain control. So I know what spirit it is that's coming. I know what spirit it is that's coming at me, man. Right? And if it doesn't matter if you choose to believe it or not, because those that have ears to hear, they're gonna get this. They're gonna see. I definitely see what you're talking about. And we want to make sure we don't have none of those traits as well, so that spirit can't stick to us. Let's continue now. We're gonna shut off soon. So check this out. How do you may be asking, well, how do you defeat this thing? Because the thing about it, I could be outside, right? I could go somewhere. You're being watched because it's a network of people that know each other, right? So in order to defeat it, obviously prayer, Yahweh Shai, you're going to have to build a network outside of what they've got going because they know people as well. And they have a massive network. Okay? All around London. So they can easily make a phone call and say, yeah, this person's turning up here. Would you do this? Would you say this? All right? They don't. You think, listen, you know when I go out and do what I do, you think they don't know. You think they don't have people in this area that know, oh, he's coming in now. He's coming around the corner. You think they don't know that? They know that. When I've gone out and do what I've had to do and I come back, they already got people situated. You see the cars flying past. It's demonic. The root of it is demonic. Running that predatory network. So key thing from a narcissist, distance yourself from these type of people because they got all types of demons in their minds. All types of things they want to do to you. And these people seem to be very gay as well. They watch you while you're having a shower. Right? Oh, look at his willy. these are some sick individuals, man. Distance. Don't react. This is the top thing. Don't react. They feed off reactions. Right? When you don't react, they start getting really, really, really. Don't react. Live your life. Find out what they want, because they want something, or then they wouldn't be bothering you. It's not just for fun. There's something that they think they can gain. That's why it's a network. I'll never forget, this was I think 3 years ago. When I was in a shop, a guy, same thing on his phone, and I heard him on the phone, and I heard the guy on the phone saying, no, it's all right, he ain't going nowhere. And I'll never forget the other guy on the other phone, he said, please, don't let him go. These people see other people as property. I'll never forget that. This was 3 years ago when I was traveling. Don't let him go. Don't let him go. These people have no risk. They see people as property. You don't fucking own nothing, man. The Lord Jehovah Shah owns me, not you. These people have a God complex, man. Sick ass people, excuse me. They're covert predators. They spread falsehoods, so they run about because they know people, so they can spread lies to slander your reputation. So when you're not amongst them, or sometimes even when you're amongst them, they're slandering your reputation, trying to smear it or smear credibility. So if you have credibility, they try to destroy your credibility. Remember, these people have demons attached to them. They're sick, so they want you sick like them. Why do you think I've been getting out of the house, not staying in the house all day? Because these people got like a demon disease, man. This is gaslighting. So you're gaslighting. When you go outside, guess who you're being gaslit by? You're being gaslit by a network of people to manage your image. This is how they're able to manage your image, to make you look a certain way to the public through gaslighting, which shows you they're stalking you. Because how are they able to time everything? Because they're a network. And what do they love? Dependency. Remember, these people can't be alone for too long. The best thing you could do is be dependent. I'm very dependent, man. Listen. Not saying I don't need people, but I'm dependent. I like being by myself. I like it. I like my own company, bro. I don't need other people around me to make me feel good. So they thrive on dependency. Codependency. Because they never grew up. They're basically arrested development. They need people around them most of the time. When people are not around them, they're either on the phone for an hour, 2 hours. What type of man's on the phone an hour, 2 hour? You're like a flipping woman. Gossiping on the phone all flipping day about another man. Oh my, bro, listen, pay attention to these things. People will try to set you up. When you see that, remove yourself. Don't stay around that. Doesn't mean you're scared. When you remove yourself, do you know why you're doing that? You're removing yourself because you're showing you're not going to tolerate that. Because if you sit around that, then what are you showing? Yeah, that's what I accept. That's what I'm worth. But these people, they're not completely dumb. They only do what you allow them to do. So if someone's talking shit around you about you, you're just sitting there. What does that say? Allowing that. This spirit can only do what you allow. So you get yourself from amongst that. You don't stay around that. Because that's toxic. That's evil. Scripture says that in James. We're going to go to that as well. So they try to smear your credibility, make you look vulnerable to being used and exploited. Now, this is where it gets a bit deeper. Make you look vulnerable. If you look vulnerable and being used to be exploited, what does that sound like? That sounds like trafficking. So these people are also connected to trafficking rings as well. I'm talking about, narcissist, the covert narcissist. Because their whole thing, remember, we're talking about predators. Listen, they do this for a living. You understand? That's why you have to have brothers around you as well. Right? Strong brothers, man. Like-minded, man. And you got to stand in truth. You got to be busy. Because if you're not busy, if you're just sitting there, They're gonna think, well, what's he doing? You know what I'm saying? Um, when they're alone, they get anxiety. So these people are very insecure, very, very insecure. But again, check this out. Quickly go to Jake. I hope this is edifying. I'm passionate. I hope I don't come across angry. I'm passionate about these things because people need to hear this, man. And this happens every day to different people. I've spoken to women. I've spoken to women that talk about they being in abusive type relationships and partners. I hear this all the time. They've told, and guess what? They trust me. So there is a lot of people that trust me because I get strangers walking up to me, telling me their whole personal. Bro, who walks up to a stranger and tells a stranger their personal business? So there's people that trust me. They see me as trustworthy. You don't tell a stranger your business. So that also shows. Listen, not everybody's against you. It's a group that want you to think that everyone's against you because they're fucking jealous. Wait a minute. So hold on a minute. Something in James where every evil work. Check this out. Hold on just a minute. Protect that spirit, man. Protect it. Don't let them taint it. Oh, here it is. James. I bring this one out a lot. Hold that right there. All right. And let's finish off reading this. So the Jezebel spirit, what does it do? It spreads rumors. It spreads rumors. They seduce people into sin. They coerce people to kill others, either by force or unwillingly. So be careful of this, because some of these people, we're talking about the malignant covert narcissists, will try to get someone to kill you. Bro, listen, this is serious. Serious, man. Don't take criticism well. They don't take these things well. So guess what? You see these things, move from around these people. You see, if you see these things, right? When you come in, another example, say if you come into a crib, 2 minutes, 5 minutes later, somebody else walks in, right? Go back out, record it. Record these things as well. They hate being recorded. Record it. Get the evidence, man. You're still protected because it's Yahweh that's been protecting you. Because there has been things they've been doing. There have been things they've been doing to you. That's a fact. Because when you expose them, what do? They come back with vengeance, rage. Talking about torture. Where do you think torture comes from? The torture comes from the narcissists. It's all making sense now. Finish off on this. James 3:16. For where envying and strife is, remember these people have the spirit of envy. There is confusion and every evil work. So wherever you see envy, strife, there's going to be confusion, witchcraft, and every evil work. You want to get this in New Translation? For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there is disorder and every evil thing. There you go. What more do I need to say? Now you know. Now you got to move differently. If it really gets out of hand, you're going to start making some phone calls and calling up some people and say, brother, do you see what I see? You want to come round? Do you want to come round and see what I see? Just take a little look. The only reason I haven't done that because I like my peace. But sometimes that's needed, man. That's why you need a body of people around you that can see what you see, right? And also, what else was I going to say, Baba Kishar? Like I told you, when you're not there, see, they're depending on predictability. Remember, the narcissist is a dumbass. They're depending on predictability. They've seen your times. They've studied you behind closed doors like a predator would do. They've done this. This is their profession. This is what they do. So times, sleeping patterns, all those different. They watch that. The people you talk to, the people you don't talk to, the food you like, all of that. This is what they do, right? So therefore, when you're not at that particular place where they think you should be, they panic because they love predictability. Because through predictability, you're easy to be controlled through predictability. And that's how they operate. Okay? The best way to defeat a predator is how? You unwit him. You're not gonna beat a predator at their own game because they're masters at this. So you don't play their game. You outsmart them by standing in truth, speaking truth, because they hate truth. You listening? They hate truth, and by being authentic, and by sometimes when you notice certain things, you separate yourself, come back, and now you're in the right mind capacity, because these people carry around very dark, demonic, oppressive spirits as well. Remember, it's also legion that's on them as well. They're very low vibrational, very low energy. People sound like zombies, man. So you hear how some of these people talk. They do like, they're fucking like zombies, man. That's how they sound, bro. So get away from that type of thing. I'm not saying be in flight mode. Sometimes if you want to hang around, well, you better make sure that your spirit is high so they can't connect, bind to it or nothing like that. Right? I really hope this is edifying. I've given you what you need to hear. You see these things, know what you need to do. Make sure you have a network. And if you're in this truth, well, you have the wisdom to build a network of people you know. Just hope that it's not that same network that's watching you. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to build a strong network. Facts, right? You're gonna have to. Okay, and if you have the money and the means, you move out. You move away from these type of people because they're not gonna do you any good. All they're gonna try to do is oppress you, right? That's why. Have you heard people going mad? It makes sense. Have you heard about certain people going mad? Why? Because they were around the emotional, abusive narcissists. That's why they lost their minds. And they end up in a psychiatry home because of a narcissist, because of Jezebel. Facts. Facts. I'm going to shut off here. Until the next time. Shut on.